How's it going, everyone? I'm Keegs, and recently I finished Death's Door, so let's talk about it. In this game, you're a tiny crow that's a grim reaper that's collecting souls, and first off, I really like the aesthetic of this game. I feel like it takes heavy influence from Hollow Knight, though I think the tone is a little more optimistic, which is kind of surprising since you're literally a grim reaper. The scenery is really beautiful with soothing music throughout the levels, and the dialogue in this game is also kind of hilarious, so really I think it's one of its best elements. The characters are very snippy and occasionally self-aware. This game doesn't take itself too seriously, which I definitely appreciate, and even though it's got a dodge roll in it and you're collecting souls, which are kind of two big elements for a Souls-like, this game is not a Souls-like, I don't think. The combat is generally pretty fun and it can be challenging at times, but I never really wanted to rage quit at any point like most Souls-type games. You also don't lose your souls upon death, which is nice because I felt like the amount of souls you got for killing enemies was a bit on the light side. This is a game I definitely wouldn't want to grind because really, when you kill an enemy, you get so few souls. It's like you'll get 3 souls and you're working towards an upgrade that's 1500 souls. I mean, you will literally be there forever grinding, and after you've beat all the bosses and got the large soul deposits, like, it would take forever. And there are probably some enemies that would give you more souls for that, but even still, like, a grind there would just be very repetitive, and I don't think super interesting either. My problems with this game are pretty much the same as the ones I had about Hollow Knight. I don't love the health system where every attack is weighted equally. I feel there are some attacks that should be a little weaker or some a little stronger to give the player a choice of opportunity cost to weigh the pros and cons of potentially tanking a hit or avoiding it at all costs. The other major thing is that I really wish there was a boss health bar. I know in this game the enemies start to crack as they took damage, but I was never able to figure out how much cracking correlated exactly to how much damage. The stronger the enemy, the more it would crack before breaking, so it was really more of just a cool visual effect than a good indicator of how close you were to defeating a boss. I also really wish this game had a map because I spent a good amount of time wandering around and trying to remember that specific spot that I couldn't get to earlier. But now that I had a new ability, I wanted to go back for it, but I had no idea where I was going and could vaguely remember that I missed something in a certain area. So even a semi-abstract map would have really taken some of the annoyance out of traversing the game. This is really not a long game. There isn't a ton to talk about, but I did enjoy it. It took me about 10 to 12 hours, and I mean, that was me really just being lost a good amount of the time, just trying to figure out where I was going next. But I thought the bosses were really interesting. I thought they were really unique, and they were just kind of funny. I loved the intros that they would get when you got to a boss. The music was really solid through the game, and yeah, it was definitely worth the $20 that I paid for it. And you know, if you wanted to check it out, I definitely think it is worth every bit of the $19.99 price tag. But let me know, have you played it and what do you think about this game, and would you be interested to see a sequel? Personally, I think a sequel could expand a little bit, maybe give me 20 hours of gameplay. That would be nice, even if it jacked up the price, you know, $5, $10 or something. But that's one of my biggest complaints, is just how short it was, because I felt like I could really continue on this story and do a little bit more. But let me know what you thought down below in the comments. I'm Keegs, and I will talk to you all next time for some more video game content.